Racist pig!
What the hell?
Join us in the 21st century, won't you?
What is wrong with these people?
My experience driving a General Lee as a daily driver for 8 years. What is up, everybody? It is story day. I gotta tell you another story, and I've been asked many times this question, and it has to do with this car right here. It's my General Lee. We just got done thrashing the crap out of it at Matt's here in Las Vegas at the drag strip, autocross, car show, swap meet, all that stuff. We took my race car out there, my '69 Charger race car, and thrashed on this thing, and it was super duper fast. Now the General Lee is not super duper fast, but it is still one of the most fun cars to drive on the autocross. Not because it can set down a record pace lap time, but because we force it around the autocross slideways, drifty action, all the good Dukes of Hazzard stuff that you have been seeing on the TV for decades. I've had this car for many years. It has gone through many different drivetrains. I believe this is the 3rd engine, which is now on its 2nd fix. We've gone through 2 rear axles, 3 transmissions, and we're on our 2nd interior. Car gets abused, and we kill just as many front tires in this thing as we do rear tires. Check it out. Those are junk. Okay, the topic for the day. Do you ever get shit for driving the General Lee? That is like the question I get asked a lot. And it has to do with this right here. And the answer is never. It's all bullshit. All the stuff you see on the social medias, the major networks, all that crap is bullshit. People love this damn car. I can't go anywhere with people wanting to take pictures and interact with it. And it is the most, at Matt's, this car got the most attention of anything we had around us. People love it. Everyone loves it. I don't care if you're white, black, purple, green, yellow, or blue. Everybody loves the General Lee. We'll get more into the Confederate flag topic here about the General Lee in a minute, but let me just give you my rundown of this car. I bought this car through a buddy. My buddy Mike up in North Dakota knew a guy that had this car, and they had a price, and I went with Mike to this bar. We were gonna make a deal on this car. I wanted a General Lee. I've always wanted one. I was born in '85. Well, the show ended in '85. So I grew up watching reruns on TNN. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to that as well. For those of you that can't watch it because of TV and all their BS, well, you're missing out on a lot. It's a really good family-orientated show. Anyways, so we're wheeling and dealing, and I had a price in mind of what I was willing to pay for this car. And Mike is trying to, like, you know, get the guy down on price, and I'm kicking Mike under the table like, dude, just make the deal. I don't care about saving $500 or $1,000. I want the damn car. And so they settle. They make a deal. Car is mine. I'm like, yes, victorious. I own a General Lee. Well, it had the wrong wheels on it. It had like some Jeep looking wheels on it. I don't even remember. And well, I came back to Vegas. Mike brought the car to his place in North Dakota, and I spent thousands of dollars, you know, in parts and stuff to attempt to drive it home. There's an episode of me attempting to drive this car home. I put wheels, tires, fixed exhaust leaks. I did a bunch of little things to try and make it to where I thought I could make it home. And in that venture, well, the torque converter came loose on the flex plate. There was 2 bolts holding the flex plate on. 2 were completely stripped out, and it's like, I think it was like 5 degrees outside maybe. I'm in a gas station parking lot attempting to fix this, and I got 1 bolt tight and 1 bolt I could get snug. And so I hit up my buddy Jed Scott, which he has a YouTube channel, Jed Scott Speed Shop. Check him out if you haven't. And I limped it 500 miles to his place, where we then proceeded to weld the torque converter to the flex plate. And I drove it the rest of the way home, and I had a freaking blast, man. I mean, just cruising, arm out the window. Every country road I hit, I'm sideways, I'm in the dirt, biggest smile on my face. You know, I'm pretending to be Bo Duke, you know, living out all the childhood dreams of the Dukes of Hazzard. And well, I get this car home and I thrash the crap out of it. I mean, I'm just running this thing into the dirt, and that's why I bought it. I didn't want no trailer queen. This car was going to be used and abused, and it is the most used and abused car in my fleet. We beat the shit out of this thing. Did you order an Uber?
Yes, sir.
Right left.
No handle Woo! Ow! Ow! Rock! Okay, that's a barrier. Oh! Don't lose it! Don't lose it! Don't lose it! Yeah, there's the fence! And he clears it beautiful! And like I had stated before, it has gone through many rebuilds. There's many videos on this car of upgrades and rebuilds. And oh look, tow hitch. Yes, I tow my race cars with this thing. Actually, we just towed the '69 Charger race car to the autocross with the General Lee. So we beat the crap out of this car on the autocross, and we also towed it out there. So, and then I tow my dirt modified circle track cars. This car has gone through a lot, and it currently has a big block faux 40 in it with some ported Elbrock E Street heads, roller cam. It's got the Mopar wedge intake. And, well, okay, a couple years ago, I was going to have my first son and first child. And I'm like, you know what? How cool is it going to be to bring my kid home in a General Lee? And so what I did is, well, it had to have AC. The woman was like, because we had Henry in May and it was already hot outside, is, you know, in the hundreds. She's like, we're not bringing our newborn son home in a car that does not have air conditioning. So AC it got, which I'm not going to complain because it is kind of comfortable sometimes. But everybody loves the General Lee. The police love the General Lee. I have been pulled over many times just so they can sit next to it and take a picture. And, you know, I love the fact that I can make other people smile too and relive memories. And I daily drive this thing. And every day I'm driving this car, people are pulling up, thumbs up, you know, hell yeah, badass, brother. You know, just everybody loves the car. But, you know, the question I've been asked is, do you ever get shit for driving the General Lee? Aren't you worried about parking it somewhere and somebody vandalizing it? And, well, the thing with that is, that could go two ways. People's cars get vandalized just from being jealous. If this was just a fully restored 69 RT Charger and you park it at, you know, the mall, well, some jealous mofo could just walk up to it and be like, well, it must be nice to have this, and then just walk up to it and bam! So, hate to bring up the topic of race here, but really the only negative on race that has happened with this car is white people. I mean, the only times I've ever been asked about that problem is white people. You know, don't you ever get shit for driving that? When all the black people I ever encounter on this car effing love it. I mean, the one that sticks out in my mind the most, the one that just is like jaw-dropping, is in like, wow, is I was at a gas station. This little kid comes out. I mean, he's only, you know, maybe to here, you know, little kid. Definitely wasn't even old enough to watch the reruns on TV. He sees the car, eyes get all big, he comes running up. Is this a real General Lee from the Dukes of Hazzard? You know, he says it in the child voice. And I lied. I was like, well, I guess it is. Wow. And his mom was right there. And, you know, she took a picture of him next to the car. And then I was like, tell you, get in it. So I open the door, he gets in it, and mom takes pictures. They're all happy, and, you know, we go on our merry way. Well, guess what? He wasn't white. Little black kid. Loved it. I thought that was so freaking cool. And that is what happens with this car. 90% of the compliments I get on the General Lee is not white people. You know, now, I have had only one negative, I don't know what you call it, incident, maybe? Incident or occasion? Only one negative one, and I've been driving this car for, hell, 8 years maybe? 7, 8 years? As a daily. Now, well, it's almost been broken down a year now, so it's back on the road. So let's just say it's been on the road 7 years. That one incident, it was a white woman in a Prius. So do you really think I give a shit what she thinks about anyways? She's driving a fucking Prius. So yeah, she stuck her hand out the window and gave me the bird, and I'm just like, crawled up your ass. And so, but that was literally the only negative thing in 8 years. You know, people love this thing. When I go to shows, and that's another thing that pisses me off too, is somebody will post a picture of my General Lee, or I'll post a picture of my General Lee, and you'll get those guys that are like, oh, why don't you do something original? You know, make an RT clone or something instead of building another General Lee. Oh no, I take that back. Somebody will post a picture, or somebody will post a comment on a Mopar group asking, hey, does anybody have a 69 Charger for sale? I'd really love to build a General Lee. I've always wanted one. And somebody, there's always those people, there's enough General Lees, why don't you do something original? You know, like, yeah, an RT clone, like there's not plenty of those. Yeah, let's take a Charger that's a 318 car, let's put a 440 in it, put a stripe and RT badges on it. Yeah, there's not thousands of those out there at all. Well, I was just at a Mopar event. It's a muscle car event. It used to be Mopars at the Strip, but it's now muscle cars at the Strip. And, well, guess what? That was the only orange car, Dukes of Hazzard, that was there. So, but of course, there's just thousands of them. I can't drive down the road without running into 2, 3, 4 of them at a time. So, those guys, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're stupid. Plus, I don't give a shit if everyone on my street had a General Lee. If everyone had a General Lee, but I've always wanted one, I don't give a shit what they got. I don't care. It's theirs. I want one. Me, singular. So I would get one too, even if everyone else had one. Don't care. If everyone else had black 69 Hemi Dodge Charger Daytonas, well, hell, I want one too. So it's, you know, the people that talk shit about General Lees, oh, there's too many of them. And then another guy was like, oh, the General Lees just, it kills the look of a Charger. Well, I'm here to say they don't know what the hell they're talking about either, because General Lees are pretty damn cool looking. And you know, I was kind of against putting the push bumper on the car for a while, you know, because I like the Charger grills. I think they look cool. But then I bought a push bumper from Raymond Kahn. Again, Raymond Kahn, the guy that does all the Dukes of Hazzard jumps. I mean, he is retarded. I mean, he's a super good guy, but damn, how much are you going to destroy your body? What's up, Raymond? He's a buddy of mine, so I can talk shit about him. But that guy, I mean, he runs into the same problem. I mean, it just, oh, build another General Lee just so you can destroy it, even though it's a Charger skins on a Crown Vic chassis. So, but Raymond, kudos. You do some amazing shit. You're stupid, but you do some amazing shit. If you guys don't follow him, go to his Facebook, go to his YouTube. I mean, he's got some incredible camera angles of him flying these cars through the air. I mean, I always want to jump one, but then I see what he goes through and I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to wake up the next day and be able to do stuff. So I'm not afraid to drive my General Lee anywhere. I've driven this thing all over the country, all different kinds of areas. I don't care who you are. I mean, people love this car. Now, and the people that say, oh, Dukes of Hazzard was racist, did they just pull that shit out of their ass? I mean, if anybody has ever watched the Dukes of Hazzard, it is a family-orientated show pushing, you know, family values and good morals and, you know, the rights and wrongs and and hell, even the injustice in some police powers. It is a good show. And this was all, literally this was put on for just like a Southern pride thing. It was, you know, NASCAR, Dixie 500, you know, all of that. Oh, which brings me to another topic. So I was just telling you I was at an event, right, with this car, the crowd favorite, the car that gets all the pictures, all the attention, and people want to see. And I'm not pulling that out my ass. That is fact. Anybody that has one of these cars will tell you the same thing. They can't go anywhere without attention and pictures. Well, you know, I had kind of VIP status at this event. I helped promote the autocross and all that. And I'm talking about Matt's. Well, I pull into the gate and security flags me down. Whoa, 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 whoa. And I'm like, what's up? Like, we can't let you in here. Why? What's wrong? They're like, well, we can't let any Confederate flag, you know, stuff in the event. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. And I go to start pulling forward, and he flags me, stops me. He's like, no, I'm serious. We can't let you in here. I'm like, you're telling me that at a known, this is a mostly Mopar event, that I'm not allowed to bring my General Lee into the show because of that? And the security guy's like, well, that's what I was told. You know, I'm security, and that's just what, you know, they said. I was like, so what if it had the Nazi flag? What if it had, you know, I don't follow all that stuff, so I don't know, but there's some really evil flags out there that, you know, just evil. But they're not banned. The only one he said was banned was the Confederate flag. It was just completely stupid to me. I could roll in here with the Nazi flag on my car and, oh yeah, you're good, come on in. So it's the media that is pushing, and corporate America that is pushing an agenda. I mean, think about it. Every time you watch a movie or a TV show and they got some country bumpkin hillbilly, you know, they always put the Confederate flag on them somewhere. Jacket, sticker, a flag. And so it's Hollywood pushes this shit. They want you to think that that is evil. I don't even really watch movies anymore, because just the agendas that they push is just, I'm not going to get into politics, but yeah, it's just, and so anyways, back to security guy. I told him, I'm coming in. This car is very welcome here. And so I started to make a confrontation about it, and he just realized, yeah, I'm just gonna let this go. And in I went. Of course, the car that gets the most pictures of anything there, this. People love it. It's corporations, media, Hollywood, all the bullshit that wants you to think the Dukes of Hazzard, one of the most family-orientated shows ever, is racist and evil. Oh yeah, speaking of like Hollywood and cancel culture and all that kind of stuff, well, you guys may or may not have seen me. I've been in a few episodes of Roadkill Garage, and even Roadkill. So has my General Lee. My General Lee has been in an episode of Roadkill. Now, most of you, pretty much all of you, will not have known that. And I don't have any evidence of it either, because it has been deleted from the episode. Yes, the episode where they drove the D100 to my house and then surprised Finnegan with the new project car, which was the Roadkill Rally Duster, that circle track Duster. Well, when they were here, we did some filming. We had the General Lee in the background, and you guys may recognize this guy here. Finnegan, yep. Finnegan did some selfies with my General Lee. And what is that car in the background? Yep, that's the Rally Duster. That was the day the guys were here. Well, you know, I was all excited to see my property, my cars, all that stuff in the episode, because I was, Roadkill fan myself. This was before I was ever on Roadkill. And, well, the day the episode aired, of course, click, watch. One of the first ones to watch it. And I could see the General Lee. It was cool. I'm like, all right, man, I got my cars in the show. Well, I watched it like a week later, and the General Lee had been blurred out. All the scenes that the General Lee was in were blurred. You just saw an orange blob of a car. Well, a couple days after that, all those scenes that the General Lee was in was entirely deleted. Gone. And I was pretty pissed. I'm like, how stupid is that? I mean, car culture knows the General Lee. So even, was it Motor Trend? Even Motor Trend at that time was on the oh, what do you call it? I just said it again. Cancel culture movement. You know, the generally is evil. We have to blur it out. And so I was a little upset with Roadkill for a while. But it is what it is. It's not like Finnegan or Freiberger or Dulcich or any of the crew had anything to do with that. That was the higher-ups decision. And you get these higher-ups, they get their panties in a wad, and they do what they want. Well, speaking of people getting panties in a wad, you'll also have the guys that bring up the fact, oh, they destroyed so many Chargers in the General Lee. They ruined all of them. Well, they made, let's see, 74, 96, and 50-ish. So they made like, what, 225, 240,000-ish second-gen Chargers. Well, they destroyed roughly 329 of them filming the series. Now, this is where I counteract the people that like to, you know, complain about that. Yes, they did destroy many good, solid Chargers because they scouted California looking for potential General Lee cars and leaving notes on people's windshields. Will you sell this car? But think of the thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people that watched the Dukes of Hazzard, fell in love with the Chargers because of Dukes of Hazzard, built replicas because of the series. So they saved way more Chargers from destruction than they have ever destroyed. So that's where I am countering that. And I tell you what, if you were driving a General Lee and you were broke down somewhere, which I have been several times, you will not be on the road or on the side of the road very long. I mean, one time I blew an axle bearing in Illinois, and I literally pulled over. I had the trailer on the back of the car. I dropped off a Duster. I think Jed still has this Duster. Anyway, a follower gave Jed this Duster, and I had to go to the East Coast anyway. So detoured route, dropped it off at Jed. I went through Illinois to go back down, blew an axle bearing. And actually before that I got caught in a snowstorm, and I was on the side of the road in a snowstorm in the General Lee, in the winter, in the snow, pulling a trailer with a car. Cop pulls up next to me. He's like, "Are you okay?" "Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm just kind of riding out the storm." He's like, "Well, you definitely don't see this every day." He's like, "Tell you what, I'm just gonna stay in the vicinity, and if you need anything, flag me down." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And back to being broke down. Literally on the side of the road, 10 minutes, just long enough for me to get out of the car, look at what broke, and realized, wow, I'm kind of effed. Then a guy in a diesel, a dually, pulls up next to me. He's like, "Hey, you okay?" "Ah, blew an axle bearing." He's like, "Well, here, I'll pull over." He pulls over, we shoot the shit for a minute, and he ends up, I think he watched the channel or he knew about me through someone else. I don't know, I can't remember. I have the guy's phone number, but I forgot his name. I'll have to dig it up. Anyway, he's like, this was Thanksgiving Day, I want to say it was, or maybe the day before. I think it was Thanksgiving Day. We put my General Lee on my, we unhooked, put the trailer on his diesel, put my General Lee on my trailer. And of course, I don't know the guy. I don't know him personally. And of course, he doesn't know this, but I took my heat out of the car, put it in my pocket. I don't know this guy. Hell, he was probably packing too. So you got two guys packing that don't know each other, but, you know, they just became friends, but also, you know, safe at the same time. Like, hey, but no, we bullshitted and hung out for 2 hours. He drove me to his place for 2 hours. We unloaded the car. He had a Hemi 68 Charger in his garage. No bullshit. Hemi 68 Charger in his garage. And then he took me over to his buddy's shop where he had an extra bearing. I had the ball bearing axles, which don't buy those, they suck. I had a ball bearing axle in the car, and that's what failed. Well, he just happened to have a replacement, and so we went over to the shop, fixed it, popped the bearing on, went back to his house, put the car back together. I ended up having Thanksgiving dinner with him and his family, and then I hit the road to head to my sister's place. So I missed Thanksgiving at my sister's house, but I had Thanksgiving dinner with this, you know, welcoming, open family that helped me fix my car. And it was a great experience. But every once in a while, we'll hit each other up. He'll probably hit me up after he watches this. Actually, yes, hit me up after you watch this so we can bullshit for a minute. And it was just a cool experience. And while I was at that guy's shop, the guy that had the shop, he's like, hey, you see that tree row way over there? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you see that little green dot that's in there? I'm like, yeah, kinda. He's like, that's a 6-pack 70 Roadrunner, Dana 64-speed car. I'm like, what? He's like, yep. He's like, it just sits there. Guy won't sell it, sit in a tree row. I was like, holy crap, you would never, because this is like out in the boonies, out in the fields. It's not on the country, it's not on the side of a highway or nothing. I mean, you would never know that car was there unless, well, you knew. And so just that's how you get finding things, is just networking with people. And I wonder if that car's still there, because that was several years ago now. But anyways, I'm like, drove all night. I'm dead tired. I come rolling into my sister, or I come rolling into Georgia, and hell, it was 3 in the morning, 2, 3 in the morning maybe. I get pulled over, and the cop was like, well, you're kind of getting a little swervy there. I just want to pull you over, make sure you're all right. And in my head, I'm like, bullshit. I was not, of course, I don't know, maybe I was dead tired, maybe I was, I don't know, I don't remember, but I thought I was driving good. Isn't that how it kind of works, though? And he just wanted pictures of the car. I mean, and then I towed a 68 Coronet big block Interceptor police car, real K-code police car, from Georgia to Vegas with my General Lee. So I towed a police car behind the General Lee for 2,000 miles. And think of all the pictures, the thumbs up, even all the police cars that were like passing me, like, then they would back up just because they didn't believe what they saw. It was a fun experience. And I have actually found chargers just by towing chargers. People come up, pull up next to you, and be like, hey, you like chargers? I'm like, yeah, I know where there's one at. And so I'm like, well, shit. And I was like, if I can end up making a deal on it, I'll give you a finder's fee. So I mean, I have found cars like that. It's just driving a cool car. Now, would I have do you think if I was driving a 20, I think this happened in like 2017 maybe, do you think if I was driving a 2017 Charger and I was broke down on the side of the highway, the guy with that diesel would have pulled over and helped? No. Do you think the cop, well, actually there's been several times where people have pulled over thinking I needed help. Nobody would have stopped if I was in a new car, because I was driving such a bitchin', TV memorabilia historic car that everybody knows what it is. If you don't know what it is, they're living under a rock and they don't count anyway. But you will never be left behind when you're driving something cool. So it's like you have it's like I have AAA, but I don't, because anytime you're broke down in a cool car, and it don't have to be a General Lee, it can be classic car, period. You're broke down in a classic car on the side of the highway, you won't be sitting there very long until someone will stop and be like, man, that's a cool car. Are you doing okay? You need some help or anything? Yeah, you see that right there? Well, Tom Wompat's signature used to be right there. You know, Luke Duke from Dukes of Hazzard. You know, but I use this car so much. It gets abused and everything that, well, the signature had wore away. But I do still have a signature on here that I'm pretty proud about, and it was an adventure. There it is, there's the keys. This was an adventure that me and buddies got to go experience with this car. I have so many fun memories with this car. Oh, actually, what? I'm gonna get to this. I'm gonna get to it. Hang on a second. So, we're going to Bakersfield. We got a plan to go to Bakersfield. We're going to Spring Fling, which is a Mopar show in California, and we're gonna go to the Dukes of Hazzard Fest that was in Bakersfield at the same weekend. So, I'm gonna drive Smurf, my tonneau ram Charger, which at the time was not tonneau ram. I just did a whole bunch of work to that thing, got it all roadworthy and all that stuff. Well, my buddy Mike and Karsten, they flew in from North Dakotas to warm up a little bit, and they were gonna drive this to California. I was driving that one. Well, we start off on our venture, and well, the first stoplight he comes to, foot to the floor, no brakes, has to pump it up. Then he locks the brakes up, comes sliding up next to me and be like, dude, you didn't tell me this thing didn't stop. I was like, oh yeah, you got to pump the brakes a little bit. You'll be fine, don't worry about it. Well, a couple hundred miles later, we make it to our destination, and he didn't wreck it, so it was all good. When we went to Spring Fling, of course, tons of pictures. Everybody wants to, all the kids, you know, the Dukes of Hazzard fans want to take pictures of the car. It was great. And well, then we went to the Dukes Fest, and I got Cooter, Ben Jones. So, you know, his signature's, he's a little old, you know, his signature's a little squiggly, but I got to get Ben Jones to sign my General Lee, and I have pictures in that picture. It's me, Ben Jones, my buddy Leonard also came with us. Or no, I think he met us there. You know, and Karsten and Mike, and so again, a whole venture that was just fun experience. Get out, do things with your cars, travel, have fun. Oh yeah, the Hollywood thing. So, as it's after hours, Spring Fling. It's like, hey, what do you want to do? I don't know, let's go do that Mulholland Drive and go down Hollywood Boulevard and all that stuff. And so we proceed to doing all that. We had a great time going through Mulholland Drive, going through the twisty mountain roads, and so we're going down Hollywood Boulevard. You know, this is now Hollywood that hates the Dukes of Hazzard. They pulled it from networks. And I'm driving my, you know, 69 big block fast Charger. I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna get all the attention. Nope, not a single one. We're going down Hollywood Boulevard. Everybody is thumbs upping Mike and horn and, you know, hooting and hollering and, you know, yelling yeehaw. And this car got all the attention on Hollywood Boulevard. Now, is that maybe these people just didn't get the memo that corporate America and Hollywood was telling people to hate the car. Maybe these people just didn't get the memo, or they don't like their bullshit either, and everybody just loves the Dukes of Hazzard. Oh yeah, another question I get asked all the time. Why do you have 2 shifters? Is it an 8-speed? No, that's not 2 shifters. That other shifter that you see, there's 2 brake calipers. Yes, the car has a drift brake, and we use it. It works really good. So yes, the General Lee is very loved. I drive it everywhere. I have only had the one incident from a white lady Prius driver. And like I said before, do we really give a shit what she thinks? Just poor tasting car anyway. I always get asked, you know, a lot of places I go, do you want to sell it? Is that car for sale? No, it's not. This is the car that I have a lot of fun with. Brought my son home in this car. Is it worth a shitload of money? No, not really. This car is not perfect by any means. Plus, it's just a 318 car. It's just a 318 car, and I've still never even finished making it a better car. You know, I got to finish the headliner. I did convert the car to tan interior. You know, look, the door. I mean, this car gets abused. This interior is not even great anymore. It was put in a couple years ago, and just from the abuse, I mean, I still go in and out of the windows sometimes. I used to go in and out of the windows all the time, but it looks cool from a distance, but it ruins seat upholstery. Yeah, seat upholstery does not like that. I've already had to get this seat fixed after I got it reupholstered once, because when you go through the seats, well, your feet step on the upholstery, you lose the buttons, these things come loose. You know, I've already had to get that repaired. You get footprints in it, you know, you bang up the console. The top weather strip, or the top, see, look, that gets all worn away because you go sliding into the car. Speaking of sliding, yeah, we slide across the hood. I mean, look, that's the air cleaner. Well, when you put weight on top of the car, of course it dents it. You know, scuff marks, you know, sliding across it. It's a General Lee. This, I would consider this more of a screen used General Lee than probably some of the ones that were actually in the show, because this car has wear to it. I'm not even selfish. I let all my buddies thrash on this thing too, and then I end up having to fix it. You know, I let Daryl take it out and race it one year at Match, twice. You know, Mike has thrashed the shit out of this thing. You know, because I'll bring a couple cars to an autocross event, or just taking it out in the desert, or up at Mike's place in North Dakota. We just find roads to go be Bo and Luke. And we just have a great time. Of course, you know, Daryl, you know, he spun the thing out many times, wiped out cones, you know. Daryl's got to work on his dirt track action. He was an asphalt racer, so I'll give him a little bit of leeway. Well, guys, that is I'm sure I've missed a lot, and people watching this are probably be like, well, what about that one time we did this and did that? And I'll be like, yeah, oh, damn it, I should have said that. That was great. But in the heat of the moment and just pulling this video out my butt to make this and talk about my experiences of owning and driving a General Lee, this is the commentary I've got at the moment. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope I've enlightened some of you guys on driving a General Lee, or if you have them, you know, don't be worried. People love them. And if you already own one, you already know this. If you want to build one and somebody tells you there's too many General Lees out there, bullshit. I've been driving my General Lee for 8 years. I haven't come across another one that was on the road. Hell, I've only seen, at all the Mopar events I have gone to in the last 8 years, I think I have seen a total of, I want to say maybe 6 or 7 General Lees other than mine. And that's at all the Mopar shows I've been to. So it's not like there's just thousands of them out there and they're on every corner, every 7-Eleven, and they're just orange blobs everywhere. So those people, no idea what the hell they're talking about. I keep having to watch what I say, because, you know, if I really want to say what I say, then YouTube gets upset. But yes, I really believe in the Dukes of Hazzard was a good family show. People love these cars, and I love driving it. I love making other people happy, even seeing it. Now, the wife, she's not a social person. She's I guess an introvert, I guess is the word. I think that's what she calls it. So we'll just be driving down the road. People are always taking pictures, and she likes kind of like hunkers down in the seat. So it's she doesn't like the spotlight. She doesn't like riding in the General Lee that much because of the attention it gets. She's not a socializer. But I love it. I've had lots of experiences with it and will continue to do so.